I'm Erica Carlson. I'm with Bricks Real Estate. I'm a full-time agent in the area, and I'm just going to share some data and some facts to help you make a decision about when the right time is for you. Start with the why you're moving. And so there definitely are times in our lives where it's more of a want than a need. And I think we need to respect that. And I don't think that in the end here, I'm going to tell you exactly whether it's right for you. I'm just going to, like I said, give you some data and let you think about it. This topic, it'll basically tell you that if interest rates go really high up, then prices should come down. And so I started thinking about that. That's basically what's happened since the COVID pandemic times is the interest rates were historically low. So everybody came out and wanted to make that move. And then the prices were high. They got really, really high because there were so many people competing for the same houses. And then the interest rates obviously went up. And so then, again, if you just Google this topic, then the prices should come down. And when I think about the entire United States, I think I can easily find loads of data to support that is what happened in some markets. However, I am recording from Minnesota and I'm talking to other people who want or do live in Minnesota. And so I think we should look at what's happening in the Twin Cities metro. I actually meant to start on this screen. So here's 1 year. This is August 2023 to give you a frame of reference. We're saying 430,000 is the average house price. I haven't determined, whether it's a foreclosure, it's all sizes. As you look through my screen here, it's all bedrooms. So this is just general information. If you ever want me to do this for you, we can narrow it down by city or a different county or things like that. Let's back up the data further. Let's go to 3 years. Okay, so from 430 in 2023 to 2020, wow, 328. Steady climb upwards. Let's go back further. 5 years. Steady decline that way, 294. Jumping to 10. Okay, back in 2013, it was 209. And you can just see what has happened. So now this is as far back as they permit me to go. And it's interesting because it was that last screen, that was where I left off. So it had dipped down, and here 08, 09, this is our crash, right? Where prices were a little higher, they came down, came up a little. And generally, if you speak to any agent who's been in the business for a long time, they'll say, we've been in a seller's market since 2012 is what I'm trying to say. And you can see the prices have gone up. And I just thought that would be interesting to you because I do know a lot of people want to make the argument of what comes up is going to come down. So I think that brings us to our next set of data. This is from 22 to 23, just showing that the inventory is dropping. All the numbers are in the negative. We are in an inventory, I want to say almost crisis at this point. The builders, when they got out of business in the crash of 08, 09, they just didn't start building the same level that they did. So just really a quick little data point to show you that this is an inventory data from MAR, which is the Minnesota Association of Realtors, not data that I'm taking myself. And it's just going down. If in theory it's correct that if the interest rates go up, then the prices will come down, then we really may be on the cusp of that opportunity. Which is, if that happens, it is very highly predictable that the people that are sitting on the sidelines and waiting are going to come out in groves. Very similar to what we saw in that 2020 to 22 period, especially. That is a big part of where that demand came from, was those interest rates being low. And there's so many people that want to make a move. I talk to them every single day. There's just a lot of hesitation. And so I think that if there's something that motivates people, if it gets to 5%, for example, I could see a lot of those people coming off the sidelines, which means we're back into heavy multiple offers, houses going $100,000 over asking, things like that. So this is not an easy and simple topic. Anybody who's just the market's going to crash, it's just an oversimplification of what is happening out there. And I just hope that some of this information is helping you make a good decision. So this is from this information I'm borrowing from. I can give it to you in writing. And so if you even want to pause the video and just send me a note and say, Erica, just send me a hard copy of this, I understand. You can get a hold of me in the, wherever you're finding this video, there should be a link to my information. And what I want to talk to you now about is the cost of savings. And the reason I'm talking about this is there's a moment where a lot of people who are actively home shopping will hit a wall. It's a fatigue wall, the feeling like that house doesn't exist or it's too hard to get. And so let's talk about what happens when we push that pause button on our home search and say, I'm going to wait. In the last 100 years, we know that there's only been 2 times historically that we have seen prices go in a negative direction over a 12. One was the Great Recession and one was the Great Depression. So we can say with a certain level of confidence that the market is going to be moving up price-wise while you're out searching for a property. On average, our market trends up about 4.5% per year. If this means you're buying a home in the median sale price of $275,000, you will need to save around $12,000 to buy that same house next year. So if you don't think this is going to happen to you, I would encourage you to check out the MAR, or the Minnesota Realtor website, for market data, and you can look up suburbs that you're interested or wherever you're looking to shop, and you can view the stats by property type, price range. You're going to be unpleasantly surprised to see that the appreciation rate tends to be higher than 4.5% in many areas, especially below the 400K route. So that was the same thing that I was just showing you a little bit ago. So how do you continue your search without delaying and throwing away the $12,000, right? Well, first you want to focus on your search and what you need in a home for the next 5 years. Don't get stuck in a forever house myth, which I often hear. And I can give you, and again, it's from the book, I can give you page 13 to help you figure out your priorities, which is a huge part of purchasing a house. Second, I want you to consider getting a short-term lease on a property while you're searching for the right house. You need to be patient, and you know that if the inventory gets low, the competition is going to be there. So we need to help you find some temporary housing. So I think it's really important to work with a fantastic loan officer and talk to them about any expenses you can pay off. You can also ask them if there's any mortgage insurance reduction options or something like that to also help you with expenses. Even if you can reduce your expenses or debts by $100, that would increase your buying power of about $20,000. If you made it to the end of this video, I very much appreciate you, and I hope I gave you some food for thought as you try to digest when the right time is for you to purchase a house. Again, this is extremely personal. It is about money. I understand that. I don't want to be flippant about the financial component. It's huge. I do hope that all of this just puts it in some perspective for you so you can decide. And so the crystal balls don't exist. Be careful with the news and the media you're digesting and how you're taking it in. And actually, my biggest piece of advice is figuring out your monthly mortgage comfortable rate, your true budget. It's not about whether the house is sold for $300,000, $400,000, whatever your budget is. What's important is that you pick a monthly budget that you're going to be able to live with for a very long time. During rain and sunshine moments of our life, we do not want you to be in a situation where you're going to default on the loan. It's not about what the loan officer will max out and give you. It's about, if let's say your budget's $2,500 a month, we need to stick with $2,500, and then we need to convert that to whatever that equals in terms of the actual house. Again, I'm Erica Carlson. Thank you so much for reaching out this way, and feel free to reach out directly if there's anything else I can do to be assistance to you. Have a great day.